Yo, what is up? Happy Monday. What's the date today? I don't even know. It's the 15th, I think. No, I'm a week ahead. It's the 8th. Because it would be my birthday week. So, I was trying to think about a video to do, and this one's a little bit more personal and has to do with my favorite podcasts. I really enjoy podcasts, and I listen to them pretty much, I don't know, maybe about 40 hours a week because we're allowed to, where I work, we're allowed to listen to music and media and not be on our phone, but like, so pretty much since I have, hearing protection on all the time because it's so loud, I work with a lot of machines that I get to listen to music. And when I do, and it never happens, but when I do not listen to Kira the Don, I love his streams. He streams twice a day, and so even if I'm behind, I can still go on and listen to yesterday's streams. I do very much enjoy podcasts, and I listen to four major ones, right? Four normal ones that are like kind of always on. Um, Kind of on. I'm always like recording them or not recording them when I download them when I'm at home. So then when I get to work, I don't have to sit there and like wait for them to download because our internet sucks at work. But we got I'm gonna just list them off and then I'll talk about them. Crime Junkie, Last Podcast on the Left, Mysterious Universe, and Blind Date. So Blind Date's it's by Parcast, and they also do Crime Junkie and Supernatural with Ashley Flowers. I love her, but Blind Date is kind of a very interesting kind of new spin on the dating world. And basically, there's one person. It's either a male or female or whatever, and one person, and then they have two people that they meet just by listening, and they answer like just some Q&A, and they do two lies and a truth, and just the people trying to get to know each other before they see each other's face. So you don't have to judge a book by its cover, but it's so interesting because um, when you hear these people communicating, it's like obviously they're strangers, but you notice kind of like how the connections happen or what they connect over, and it's really fun because at the very end, basically, let's say if I was the one doing the blind date, I would be listening and talking to the two people that are on the show, and the host is narrating it, and basically like uh, the host basically does all the introductions and the Q&A and stuff like that. But at the very end, they do the camera reveal. So I've yet to look at it on YouTube because YouTube, you get to see their faces or whatever. But basically, like I would have to pick between, like guest A or guest B, and I'd have to say, hey, I know we've enjoyed this time meeting each other, but let's say I don't like guest B, right? Or I picked guest A, so like they show guest B first, and they introduce each other, and you get to see their face, and you say hi, and then be like, sorry I didn't pick you or whatever, and then they get to show they do the big reveal where they turn on the cameras at the same time. So like I would turn on my camera and guest A would get to turn on their camera, and you get to be like you hear their like in their voice like oh, or you get like didn't expect that, or be like oh you sounded taller, or I didn't think you were black, or there's just a lot of funny things that happens when you just hear their voice because you're even when you're listening to it, you get to hear your brain trying to like fill in the information of what these people look like. It's nothing any different than like reading a book without like seeing a movie or having anything to put a picture to the face. It's just how it describes to you. So Blind Date's a really good one, and it's absolutely funny. I think every episode made me laugh multiple times, and it's really hard to make me laugh. I mean, I make myself laugh a lot, but like listening and uh, I know it's a newer podcast, so like there isn't a lot of episodes, but they're only like 18 minutes long or 20 minutes long. So like you could listen to one just like getting, your trip to work or whatever. But definitely listen to Blind Date. It's absolutely hilarious, And I think it came out in 2020 or 2019, so like it hasn't even been going on for a year now. So like there's a lot of funny stuff, a lot of information in there that you get to listen to, and I think anyone that enjoys podcasts would really enjoy Blind Date. Next, we got Mysterious Universe. It's a couple Australian guys, and they've probably been doing this longer than before podcasts even came out. Uh, they obviously Mysterious Universe. They talk about all sorts of things from phenomenon to like just weird stories, like anything that's based. They're basically X Files, if you want to think of it like that. But you know, like mysterious disappearances and missing 411 and all sorts of different things. And they touch on everything, anything that you've ever seen, like on Mysterious Universe. If you've ever seen anything on X Files, or you've seen anything that has to do with just creepy pasta stuff, like they literally cover everything under the sun. And that's the only one that I actually like contribute to their like Patreon, because like they have obviously plus episodes, and then they have episodes for barnacles, they call them, like people that just leeches and just don't pay for anything, and they just like listening to it. And that's okay if you like to do that too, but they go into a little bit more details, and they can be a little bit more vibrant with their vocabulary when they're out doing their plus episodes. And since it's from um, Australia, they don't have to deal with the FCC, so they say things that you may not agree with, or they'd be like, I don't know how they get away with that. Well, that's how they get away with it. There's a big loophole because I don't have to deal with them. And just some of the things I love listening. I think it's my favorite accent of all time is like probably Australian accents. I think they're incredibly sexy, and those two guys are absolutely hilarious. And I listened to them probably for about 4 or 5 years before I actually Googled them and looked them up. And I'm like, just like Blind Date, I'm like, I had no idea that what they looked like. Listening to their voice, I had it in 5 years. You already have their picture in your head, what they look like, and you're like, whoa, it's not you. That's not you at all, or what I imagine you to be. So look up Mysterious Universe. If you're already a fan of them, I'm not surprised because they have a huge following. Last Podcast on the Left. They deal with a lot on the darker side of the macabre, and they do really long episodes. So like if they're covering, let's say, a heavy hitter like a serial killer that everyone thinks they know everything about, it might take them 5 episodes to like just get through it. But it's like Henry Sabrowski, he's like the third party. He's like the comic relief, and the two guys that do the research and the main hosting are absolutely. Their back and forth is really good, and it was the first podcast that I actually started listening to, and I listened to all of their work before moving on to anything. But Last Podcast on the Left, if you're not scared of the dark, or scared of they do a lot of pretty much dick and fart jokes. So like sometimes they go off on tangents where it's like, come on, get back to information, dish it out. But they like go off and they just start making fun of things. So like they do make it a little fun, but it can get irritating at times. But like if you have a sense of humor like me, you can like see past that. And if you're there for the information, they have all the information too. The research and the fact checking that goes on that podcast is probably unparalleled to a lot of other. Crime Junkie is probably the last one that I would say they do the best fact checking, because themselves, as Ashley Flowers, and the chick is slipping my name because I don't have obviously their work up right now, but Crime Junkie is another one, and I love the way they tell stories and they get the information across. It makes you very curious when you're listening to it. And even stuff like I'm really big into UFOs and all that kind of stuff. So you may call them conspiracy theories, but there's no such thing as a conspiracy theory. There's only conspiracies. So you know that conspiracy theory is a term cooked up by the CIA to discredit people that are actually searching for the truth. And I've always been a truth seeker, and I won't ever stop searching for the truth when it comes out there. I know there's a lot of smoke and mirrors and disinformation and misdirection when you start peeling back the levels of conspiracies. You can go as deep as you want to go because there's always going to be people that are going to tell you that you're crazy or that never happened. But if you want to research for yourself, all the information's out there. You gotta look for it. You have to actually listen to your heart more than listen to what's in your mind, because your mind's going to be asking all these questions that you're going to try to figure out. So Crime Junkie, those two girls are absolutely stellar, and I want to say that well, my wife turned me on to them, and they were also, I want to say that they've got nominated for like 4 or 5 podcast awards. Like they won all of them this year. So here's one of their stickers, because we even get stickers, Crime Junkie, yeah, podcast. I know it's backwards because it's my front-facing camera. But another one, if you like storytelling and kind of things that mix everything, if stuff that's on last podcast on the left, and stuff that's on Crime Junkie, and stuff that's on Mysterious Universe, all of those can be encapsulated in another one I really enjoy. It's called Tanis, and that's it's fiction, nonfiction. So like, it's obviously not a story, a true story about a person, but like a lot of the stuff that they go into is definitely all nonfiction. So like a lot of the stuff they have is really good baseline for a good story right. Same thing, if you listen to Tanis, you're going to hear about Rabbits. Rabbits is another one. It's about a game. I could talk about podcasts all freaking day long because I love podcasts. But hey, Audio Buffet Podcast is probably one of the most underrated, not rated, and uncommercialized podcasts on the face of the earth. So with that, we got something going there. But sooner or later, I will be monetized, and I will be forced to do ads, and that's going to be a sad day for me because I don't like ads. But while we don't have ads, I could say, hey, this podcast is brought to you by Life, not the Milton Bradley game, the actual look out your window Life, and dig into it, you guys. Life is a garden. You got to dig it, right, Joe Dirt? So yeah, I was just thinking about podcasts today, and I only have one day off this week, which is today, Monday, and I have my entire day jam-packed with stuff that I have to take care of. I need to go. I got lunch with a friend and her boyfriend, and then maybe I'll meet up with my sister because she couldn't figure out the Robinhood app, and she ended up depositing her rent into her Robinhood app. But I told her to buy some Dogecoin like a couple days ago, and she pulled the trigger and she did, and she's already made some money. I was pretty happy yesterday. I made over $700 off Dogecoin. I haven't checked it this morning because there's probably a huge sellback. People like to pump and dump that coin, which is fine with me because it's just a meme. But meme or not, memes are very valuable here in the United States, around the world, on the internet. It basically, what is a meme these days? It's basically, people can talk in memes now. Like you say something and you answer with a picture. It's one of those things where it's probably one of the best things ever came to this planet. I would actually want to know what the first meme was. I mean, I'm probably sure it was considered to be like Calvin and Hobbes or just a cartoon. I bet you it was a political newspaper ad was probably like the first meme. So if you guys have a link, or you think you may know what the first meme was, please send it to me or post a link down in my comments because I would love to see it. With that said, yeah, Blind Date, Mysterious Universe, the last podcast on the left, Crime Junkie. I said Tanis and Rabbits too, but yeah, all of those completely envelop my mind, and it's really hard to keep my mind busy because I'm always thinking about so many things. But these ones, like I almost I feel intruded on when I'm listening to them, and people interrupt me and ask me questions at work. I'm like, gotta pause it, But yeah. I hope you guys have a wonderful Monday, and I hope you guys enjoy your foosball. Like, if your team won, good. If your team lost, good. I think sports are so stupid, but hey, people enjoy them, and they like to get their minds off other things. But I wonder why that is. I would have loved to live in the Colosseum Roman times and gone to those. I mean, I would have gone to that Colosseum every day because they had theater, they had war, they had gladiators. Towards the end of the day, they had all sorts of different things. And I read even somewhere that they they would flood it, and then they would have naval battles. Is that true? I don't know if it's true, because I know that they channeled their like aqueducts like so well that I wouldn't be surprised if they could flood the Colosseum and put boats in there and do naval battles. But yeah, look up all those podcasts if you're interested in podcasts. If you have any podcasts that you think are worth anything, I would love to listen to them. So please send them my way. And yeah, you guys have a wonderful Monday, great weekend, and February is quickly ending. I feel like this 2021 is moving a lot faster than 2020, so I'm happy with that. And yeah, you guys have a good week. Laters.